G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing my tips for round 22 of the season as we get that extra bit closer to finals time, which is just around the corner. We'll have a bit of a look at the table here, and we've got a new leader after many weeks of Langs being up the top of the table. We've got Go Pies 2024 leading the charge, and I'm going to guess that's Lukey McMahon sitting on top of the table with Go Pies at 120 each, equal second there. So there's been some movements in the last round, a couple of weeks. There's been some movements, and even my magnet has gone up a little bit. I think I was sitting around 19th or 20th thereabouts. So yeah, promising moves, and the last 3 weeks, sevens. So that's a little bit better, a little bit more in the right direction of where I've been wanting to get to. It's taken me a while to get there, but yeah, isn't this a tough week coming up? All right, let's have a look. And we start off with the Friday night game, Sydney, Collingwood. The Swans unprecedented loss, 112 points defeat against Port Adelaide. The Swans are Port Adelaide's bunnies. Haven't defeated them since 2016. I'll put that on record last week. Still the case. And then Collingwood, they have won their last couple, lost at least three before that. They just got over the line over the Blues in Pendle's 400th. I really don't know where this game's going. I don't know many teams that have been top of the table have lost by over 100 points. Because you can go one of two ways. You can respond like you've never responded before, or you can just go, oh my God, it's too hard. It's too tough. Without almost looking at the rest of some of the other games I've got in mind, I'm going to lean towards Collingwood for no real reason. But suffice to say, I feel like they're getting back to some of their better footy, playing, the style they want to play. They've played Sydney pretty well at the SCG in the past. We saw it got down to just 1 point in that 2022 preliminary final, one of the all-time great games. And I don't know, just with Sydney's form of late, until they turn it around, I can't really trust them at the moment. They've lost 4 of the last 5. Could just as easily flick a switch. They do have a fair few injuries as well. So, I'll be going the Pies basically purely off their back half ball movement. But, there's Pies have some injuries as well. So, that's one of the toughest games we've ever had to tip. Over to Brisbane and GWS, which will be at the Gabba. Lions not doing anything wrong at all at the moment. They demolished the Saints last week. I think it was 85 points thereabouts. And the Giants, they found a way. They find a way to win it in the close ones when all looks lost. They find a way to respond. I'll be going Brisbane in this one. Pretty comfortable for them to get the job done. Got a bit of Geelong 2022 about it with the way they've, sort of had a sluggish start to the season, and they've found their way massively throughout season 2024 and gotten better as the season's gone on. Giants would give them a bit of a scare, I'm sure. Over to Blundstone Arena, we've got North Melbourne. They are hosting the West Coast Eagles. How did North go? And I better mention, Giants won by 2 points over the Hawks after trailing by 28 at three-quarter time. I think their biggest come from behind win at three-quarter time as well. So kudos there for Kingers and his Giants. But back to North Melbourne. They had a win. I'm trying to remember who it was against. It was against Richmond at Marvel Stadium. And then the Eagles, they also had a win against the Gold Coast Suns, who, again, just can't jump on a plane and get the job done and fell away late. I'll be going North Melbourne. It'll be pretty cold there down in Tassie, and I'm sure that'll be a bit of a shock to the system for the Eagles. Long plane trip. North playing good footy. Tougher to beat at Blundstone. I reckon they get the job done. Over to Optus Stadium, and then we've got the polar opposite here. We've got a bit warmer weather. Fremantle hosting Geelong. Freo, they went down to the Bombers by a solitary point at the MCG. Again, couldn't quite get it done late when it looked like the game was over. Geelong almost fell over the line against the Crows in what was a really tough game to be at and watch. But happy to get the 4 points there. Freo have been a tough side for us to defeat, and I'm kind of surprised at the odds. I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable Fremantle win, to be completely frank. I think they've beaten us the last 3 times, and 2 of those are at GMHBA, so they have a good record against us. I'm concerned about their midfield getting well on top, and our defence not being able to sort of cater too well to their forwards. So I think it could be a bit of an ugly loss potentially, but look, I severely hope I'm wrong. Over to Melbourne and Port Adelaide, MCG. They went down to, who did they even play over the weekend? That is a great question. Let's see, will it tell me here? The Bulldogs. How the tides have turned. Early in the year, they defeated the Doggies by around 50 points. They lost by 51 over the weekend. We know what Port Adelaide did. They were absolutely electric at their home deck. The power was on. And it'll be on again, and it'll be winning again over the D's of the MCG. I think, far too strong, in amazing form. Melbourne, I'm sure will have a crack, but just don't have enough winners on the board. A few injured, by the way. Then we go to Marvel Stadium for the Saturday night game, and we have Essendon and Gold Coast. Essendon, interesting form of late, but they got the job done. They got the chocolates over Freo by a point at the MCG. Gold Coast couldn't quite get it done over the Eagles and faded late. I'll be tipping the Bombers purely on Gold Coast's inability to win away from home. I'm sure it'll be close. I'm sure Gold Coast will have a red-hot crack. I'm very certain it won't be enough. Then we have one of the games of the round. Carlton and Hawthorn. Big game at the MCG. Carlton missed after the siren. Unfortunately, couldn't get the job done over the Pies, who, to be fair, played pretty well for 3 quarters. And then we have Hawthorn, who, they went down late. Again, a disappointing loss in the end from where they were. Just couldn't quite get it done. This one's really tough. I'll be going for Carlton. If I do change my mind, I'll let you know. But I just feel like it's one of these games where they haven't been in great form lately. They've lost 4 of the last 5. They've had some tough teams. And I just think it's one of those games they'll just have to find a way to win, and that they will need to if they want to feature in September in a meaningful way. They've got to make it there first, and this is the first step. So it's a bit of a mini elimination, half elimination final, that one. It's a full elimination final for the Hawks, I'm sure of it. Then we move on to Marvel Stadium. We've got Richmond and St Kilda. We know the Tigers don't necessarily love Marvel. They went down there by 13 points, I believe it was, against North Melbourne. And the Saints, wasn't a happy hunting ground for the Saints last week either. So a bit of PTSD there from a Brisbane side that's just in amazing form and at the peak of their powers. But I expect the Saints to win here. Obviously, we know Richmond's story. Lots of injuries, playing lots of kids. Saints should be getting the job done here. Tough game for the final one of the round. We've got Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs. Adelaide Oval, what a time. Crows, they were very gallant against the Cats. 5-point defeat there, so close to breaking their drought at GMHBA, which 2003 was the last time. I'll just remind everyone there, the last time Adelaide defeated Geelong. I think Marcus Rudeau did some heroics in the last 2 minutes. And then the Western Bulldogs, they have been absolutely hitting the peak of their powers of late, and they've won their last 4 and have had some great wins in amongst all that. I'm going to go the Dogs. I reckon they'll be too strong, but I'm interested to see how these teams match up historically, and it's not giving me much. Would love to see a bit more of their head-to-head, but a 45-point win last year when the Doggies were playing at home and were comfortable winners. They're in great form, so I suspect they'll get the job done. All right, I've gone the Pies by 4 points over the Swans. Brisbane to get the job done. North Melbourne, Fremantle, Port Adelaide, Essendon, Carlton, St Kilda, and the Western Bulldogs. So hopefully I can get 7+ again this week, but we'll see what happens. We will wait and see. All right, that's all from me, guys. Chuck down in the comments who you think's going to win over the weekend. Give the video a like and subscribe away so you can see who I'm tipping each and every week. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.